What's up? I just watched this movie. It's called Three Needles. That's right. And it's about AIDS. Getting AIDS. the joys of getting AIDS. Yeah, that's what it's about. It was nothing short of a triumph. You see that? Nothing short of a triumph. If everybody getting AIDS is a triumph, then I guess they're right on you. Whatever. The story was about there was actually three stories in one about these different people and how AIDS affected them. The movie started out, the opening scene showed a bunch of African boys getting their wieners cut off to be men, or actually it was their mud flaps. They got circumcised to be men, and it was like, you're gonna be men now. So they went out. What they said was the old African saying was you can't peel a banana until it's ripe or I thought that was funny. I should have made that like my best line for this movie, but I already picked something else, so whatever. That was pretty good though. The first story though, right after they get their business handled, it cuts over to China, and Lucy Liu, she's this pregnant lady, and her business is plasma donating. She goes around with the little centrifuge that separates the plasma from the blood to these little small villages where the people will do it for like $2 or $5 or something and donate their plasma, and then she sells it in the black market, whatever, makes some money. She's balling. And but she drops the machine off and goes to other places to take shipments back and stuff. And the guy that's back running the place for her starts taking in sick people to donate, and he stops cleaning the equipment, and AIDS gets into the system and starts spreading to the whole village. But there was this one guy that couldn't donate. Lucy Liu wouldn't let him because he had a cold, and so everybody in the town was donating. He was mad because he wasn't making money, but he ended up being the only one in the village that didn't have AIDS, and he accidentally overgrew his crops because he was only one person and everybody else was sick. He couldn't harvest them, and then some soldier came in that was turning a blind eye to Lucy Liu so she could deliver her blood illegally and stuff, her plasma. But those soldiers actually came back and helped the village because Lucy Liu made such an impact on him, and they actually helped him farm his crops. And then instead of selling it, because his family died from the AIDS, he didn't need the money. He didn't have a family to feed, so he gave it away to the villagers that were still alive and helped the village do good in its last days. I guess, I don't know if he found like a woman and restarted the civilization or whatever, but I don't know. They didn't get that far into it. It was about the AIDS and how he, I don't know, came back and helped them because they all got AIDS and he did. Then it went to Canada. You could tell it was Canada because it's speaking French one second and then being speaking English in another, and this often pick one, man, crap, just point. But I guess didn't care. It was about this porn star. The guy, he had AIDS, but he had been, because he got it from a porn star before, and he knew he got it. So he had been taking his dying father's blood samples, because they had to donate every month. I mean, they had to have a test done every month to make sure they didn't have nothing and weren't spreading it around. But he was using his pop's blood, because Pops was sick, so he was using that though anyways. He was taking a blood sample and giving that in, and getting away with it like that. And then this one day he drew his pop's blood. His pops was dead, but he didn't know it because he gave him the blood sample and it coagulated right before they could even test it. So they found him out, they tested his blood, he had AIDS. Turns out he had spread it to all the porn stars, but then his mother, and they were broke. It was just him and his mom now because his dad's dead. I guess they didn't have life insurance on him, losers. The mom had this ingenious plan. She took out a big old life insurance, $2 million, and then she went out and tried to get AIDS, and she couldn't get it from this one. She went to like these AIDS anonymous group. No, they were like those groups where you talk about stuff. I can't think of it now, but it was about people that had AIDS, and she would like spot out the people in there and try to have sex with them to get the AIDS, and then but she did it with this one dude and she didn't get it, and she was all mad when the nurse told her you're fine. Oh, are you sure? Check again. But so then she had the ingenious plan to draw her son's blood while he was asleep and he didn't wake up, and she licked his arm where the blood was leaking, and she got it finally. And then she sold the life insurance plan for like $1.55 million because she was going to die now she had AIDS. And she got a statement saying she had less than 7 years to live, so she was allowed to sell her $2 million insurance plan for $1.55 million. And her and her son lived up in the lap of luxury for the next, if luxury has a lap, I don't know. They lived there for, I guess, till they died. I mean, I don't know how far $1.5 million could go, but I'm sure I could take it pretty far. And that's what they did. I forgot. I just thought something. That's why I was pausing there. And back in China, Lucy Liu, she was pregnant, and she was out by herself delivering the blood, and her water broke and stuff, and so she was ready to have the baby, and she had it out in the grass field. And when she picked up the baby, I was joking. I was like, and I was gonna say it on here. I was thinking, I could make this perfect. And she's like, I was like gonna say she picked the baby up and just bit the umbilical cord off. But then she actually did it. She pulled it up and like she was opening a Hershey bar or something. She ripped the umbilical cord and tossed it or crapped it out. I don't know, whatever you do with it. It was so funny. And why do I get a kick out of this? I don't know. And then the last scene was about, they were in Africa, and they made another reference to the guys. They made a joke about one of the kids. Well, it wasn't a joke. It was funny to me. They said the guy was going to be a man now. I knew it was going to happen because it happened to the kids earlier. And so that happened to him. But these nuns went to this African place to, fix people and convert them. But they ended up caught up with these AIDS and stuff, and there was this one rich guy that was over all the workers in the village, paying everybody. He was the money. There was no law. He controlled the law. He had the money. So one of the nuns broke her vow. Well, she wasn't even a nun. She was like a matron saint or something. Whatever the way, they were all white. They're not black and white yet. And she actually slept with the dude so he would help out these needy people. And she was her sacrifice to save these orphans and stuff because their grandmother died. Something like that. I don't know where the AIDS came. I think one of the field workers, he had them arrested. The ones because the field workers were the ones with the AIDS that were raping all the kids and stuff, and the people in the village and spreading the AIDS. So he had them arrested. Whatever. But I gotta end this up because I only got like a minute and a half left. All right. Trying to keep them under 10 minutes for you folks with ADD. The best line in the movie, one lady died and she had a baby still in her in the African scene at the end with the nuns, and they cut her, they were like, you have to get the baby out. The nuns were like, gotta get the baby out, and he was like, no, the baby's probably sick, and if he does come out, his mom's dead, so he's not gonna have any family. And they were like, no, and then the nun just let her, she was like, do it or you will go to hell. It's like if the Incredible Hulk had a voice, that was it right there. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard, and I was cracking up, and that's it, because, it was pretty good. Watch it. It was a triumph. A superb three-pronged drama with depth, insight, and candor, if you say so. Hollywood Reporter. Isn't that like this, The Inquirer or something? National Enquirer? I don't know, whatever. It was a good movie. Check it out. I've talked enough. Later.